So, Colin, do you want to go ahead and start?
I just started.
Okay. Okay. So we proceed from here by, help me.
I think the first issue we have to that the board will need to decide is the motion to dismiss. So I would just ask if they had anything beyond their written documentation, the motion and the resistance.
Okay. Did you hear what she said? We will be voting on your motion to dismiss. Do you have any further discussions or reasons of why or why not this motion should change?
They might want to turn their speakerphone down a little bit on their end. I think it's causing feedback.
Okay. Hey, Skylar, turn the volume down on your end. It's causing some feedback.
Can you hear me okay?
That's a lot better. But turn the volume down just a little bit because it.
Curtis. That could be Curtis.
That could be.
I don't have
Okay.
anything else to add besides the written motion.
Okay. Did I hear somebody say something?
Curtis Dial, you have anything?
No, I have nothing else besides what was filed in resistance.
Okay. All right.
Did he say he filed the resistance? Did he say he filed the resistance?
He did file a resistance.
But that's typical, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's typically goes with, right. Okay, so we can go ahead and call the motion.
So, yeah, based on what you've read, then you get to make a decision as to whether or not you want to grant the motion, just by a simple majority vote.
Okay.
And the motion just being that he gets the continuance of 14 days, is that correct?
My understanding is, yeah, if you grant it, he'll just refile the motion since the 18th would have
Ben,
obviously this past weekend.
yeah.
Really, we'd be in the same spot.
Right.
I'll make a motion to grant the motion from the sheriff's side.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion. Do I hear any discussion? Hearing no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Aye. Okay. All right, motion's been passed and carried to dismiss.
Is there anything else we need to discuss today with the attorney?
So you may ask Mr. Dial what his position is as far as refiling the appeal.
Mr. Dial, did you hear what she said? She said, what is your position in filing the appeal?
Well, if that's the case, we just refile it immediately, so we'll be in the same situation.
Okay. That's kind of what Lisa said, but we just wanted to make sure.
Since you know that's gonna happen, since we have everyone on the line, just go ahead and get it set for next week, when everyone's available. Then we can start getting the things in motion to get the hearing ready to get set up.
No, that won't be an all-day one then.
Pardon?
That would not be an all-day one.
We can,
Yeah,
the
that
hearing
will
would
be
be.
all day. That will be the hearing itself.
The next one.
Well, looking at the 29th?
Uh-huh.
I think I know the 28th would be a little bit more difficult. It's the Board of Supervisors and that keeps Colin busy and getting everything set up.
It's a courtroom.
The 28th, the 29th is a Wednesday. I know the courtrooms upstairs are not being used. So I would recommend using that courtroom just so we would have enough room to social distance properly.
Okay.
And then we can, I can get that room reserved with court administration upstairs, and then I can get a court reporter set up because the hearing will have to be fully recorded.
And what time are we talking?
What time would we start?
That's up to you all.
Judy, with your schedule, you're working. What do you want to do?
I don't care. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock,
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Is that okay?
Get it moving.
Do we need to make that as a motion or just we're agreeing on it?
I don't think we need to make that a motion, do we? No, we're just setting a date and time. For a meeting.
Okay.
So just
Okay,
so I
did you
think there's a little bit of feedback in the background on my end for you guys. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
that Kurt's going to refile this tomorrow, and then
Okay.
once he refiles it tomorrow, you guys will issue an order setting the hearing for the 29th at 8:00 a.m.
You got it.
And then are there going to be witness and exhibit lists to be filed so the commission knows how many witnesses and exhibits are going to be entered, and what would the deadline be for those if we're going to do this on the 29th?
27th.
I would say your deadline should be the 27th.
Does that give you also enough time, Lisa?
Lisa, do you want it the 26th?
It's up to you guys. It's just
27th.
however long.
27th.
27th by noon.
And I would say by 4:30.
By 4:30. That makes sense.
Will those come to Kathy?
Mhm.
Okay, and then you'll get them to us.
We'll have to make sure they know that.
Okay, so we will want your exhibits, et cetera, by the 27th by 4:30. And those will go to Kathy Titus.
Correct. I heard that.
Okay, didn't know if you did or not.
And Lisa, you had talked about how we want to do any video, we want to have it ahead of time or during the administrative hearing, or?
The next question you'll probably want to address is, since you are fact finders, whether or not you want to just take the video or audio recordings and watch them for purposes of deliberation, or if you want to watch them actually or listen to them in the actual hearing. That may make the hearing take a little bit longer, but as we talked a little bit before this hearing, is that if you have questions once you've heard it or saw it, it's easier for you to ask questions about it having seen it. If you just take it with all the other evidence under advisement to watch later, then if you have a question, it's really difficult for you to turn around and ask that witness or the attorney. I know it's just good practice, trial practice, I think, to just do it in the hearing. The other thing is it makes it easier for the attorneys to ask questions that they may have about that video or that audio recording, which may or may not make sense to you when they're asking them if you have not seen it or heard it. So I would encourage you to just do that in the hearing. If we need some assistance, I do know there is a screen up there. Our office could supply the computer and the projector to project everything in speech.
If they need anything,
can
they
take
need
care
let
of
you know.
Yeah.
We can take care of that.
Well, if the rest of the commission agrees, I think we'd like to do it that way.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think, I think we're all in agreement with that. Did you hear what we were saying? We want your audio and video exhibits at the time of the hearing
Yeah,
so
I
that
did
we
hear
can
that.
all see it. Okay. And just let Lisa, let her know if there's anything special you need or whatever it is.
Agreed. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Skylar, for you and Kurt, if you're putting it on a thumb drive or whatever, just properly label the thumb drive. And then prior to the hearing, if you want to give those to me, I can get them set up on the system and get them downloaded so they're already ready to play whenever you guys are ready.
Okay.
Is Curtis getting all this?
I think yeah. Any other issues we need to discuss in prepping for this?
I don't think so.
Mr. Dowell, do you have anything from us you want to ask us?
Is there going to be any kind of written order from the motion, and is there going to kind of written order from the as far as the scheduling for the hearing and the requirements to exchange witnesses, exhibits, and timelines?
Lisa, is that for you?
If you want to do a written ruling, you can do one of those. It might keep everything in record.
Yeah.
So you'll just type something up?
Yeah.
Just to
And then just have
Judy sign it.
sign it, yeah, because I can just come down here and sign it. Just call me,
Yeah, that just
because I'm
keeps
not
a
that
clean
far from you.
record.
Okay. Did you hear that, Mr. Dowell?
No.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So you're going to provide written notification for all the timelines?
Yes.
Okay.
for the meeting notice on the 29th, that you should have your exhibits to us by the 27th at 4:30 in the afternoon.
And we'll get those notices out to you, Curtis, as soon as you get the new motion filed.
Okay.
Anything else of us that you want to ask us? Any questions or?
No?
I'm sorry, the phone cut out. Did you say that everything will be provided once Kurt files his new notice of appeal
Once he
tomorrow?
files his motion. Yes, once he files his motion, then we'll have that available.
Excellent.
Kathy? Is there anything else we can do, we can help you with, so we can make this go as smoothly as possible for all of us?
The one question I do have is, in the past when I've done these hearings, there's usually a set amount of time that's allocated to each party. Do you have a time that you're thinking, just splitting it in two, saying from 8 a.m. till 4 o'clock p.m., be a 1 hour for lunch, and then divide the time into two?
Well,
So
we
it's
want to
fair.
be fair to Mr. Waterman. How much time do you think you need?
I'm going to have at least 9 witnesses.
And time-wise, are you talking, will you need the entire morning or the whole day, or what do you think you'll need?
Well, I mean, I'll conform to whatever time that you guys designate. So if you say that, it's in one half, I'll have my case presented in that time period. But I just would like to know, if you say that I have from 8 to, noon, and then Kurt has the afternoon, or however you guys want to do that, that's fine.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. Let's just do it that way. And then that way everybody knows exactly how much time they have. Is that agreeable with both of you?
Well, I guess the only thing about that's a good way to do it, but I mean, how do you do cross-examination though? I mean, frankly, if Mr. Lincoln calls one witness and I cross-examine that witness for 2 hours, I don't know how that's going to accomplish what we're talking about.
I feel there shouldn't be a time limit. This is a serious matter for Mr. Waterman. I don't think we should have a time limit. Let's start at 8 and go with it, and if we have to go the next day, we'll go the next day.
Yeah,
I just don't feel that we should be putting time limits on it.
that's my preference, because I don't think it's fair to try to conform cross-examination or cut down relevant questions.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
As long as the other members of the commission agree, I think we should be open to maybe going 2 days if we have to.
That's fine. I agree.
I agree. I mean, I think at this point, it's what's fair. Like Joe said to Mr. Waterman, we need to be doing the right thing and not rushing to miss something. I'm afraid if we, as I think, if we do a deadline, I think there's things we're going to be missing because we're going to be also busy clock watching. Does that make sense?
That's fine with me.
Hello? Okay.
Do we need to tell them that due to the number of people that are going to be in there, no witnesses other than the one on the stand?
Yeah, I mean, 9 witnesses to cover in just a couple of hours is a lot of witnesses.
Yeah.
So we do have the understanding, though, with what's going on with COVID right now, that we are going to limit the number of people inside the courtroom or the administrative hearing room, correct? Mr. Dial?
Yeah, that was my understanding, is we'd have to, and I figured, although I don't know the rules specifically, usually in any kind of trial, we'd call what's called the rule on witnesses, which means the only, a party can't be in the room until they testify. So I think that's
Right.
appropriate to take that up in this case also, and just have the rule on witnesses invoked.
Okay. Anything else we need to discuss?
Nope, I'm good.
Joe?
I have no other questions unless I do.
Lisa, is there anything we've missed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Did you need anything else from us?
I don't.
I don't. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
I got one last thing. Is there going to be any trouble getting in the courtroom that morning, or will there be someone there to let us in?
Kurt, now that we have a date set, I'm going to get with court administration tomorrow to reserve the floor courtroom. It's the biggest room in the building to ensure that we can, meet all the social distancing requirements.
No, but I mean,
Getting
someone will be there in the courthouse. We can call to get in at like 7:50 in the morning on that day from start at 8.
Yeah, we'll find a way to get them in.
Okay.
We'll get you in.
We have Steve or somebody just at the door,
Down at the door, at the front or at the back, so they know where to go.
whatever.
Have 'em in the front.
Mike?
Courthouse security.
You just gonna have somebody at the front?
Yeah, we'll get it.
Okay. Otherwise, we'll put in a drive-up window.
Yeah, we'll get it. I'll have to sit somewhere.
Okay,
Just come in the front.
okay, did you get all that?
Yeah, I'll just come to the front and we'll call someone if the door's unlocked. Or,
Yeah, no, I think Mike plans to just leave somebody down there and help let everybody in, right?
Yeah, we'll make sure it makes sense.
Okay,
Perfect. Thank you.
okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, everybody good? Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
All those opposed? Same sign, motion carried.
We're done.